Hello and welcome to episode number 3 of our Planet Zoo franchise series. So far in episodes 1 and 2, we got ourselves some flamingos, a ton of flamingos really, the blue-tongued lizard, and a number of peafowl. We also have plenty of shops active right now, lots of guests. Managed to get up to 530 guests so far. Of course, we mitigated a few disasters in the first couple of episodes, but we are now making some pretty good money. So we are still having quite a bit of problems with our peafowl habitat, but I think what we really need to do first thing today is some animal management. So the very first animals that I want to take a look at are our flamingos. So the first, I think I'm going to go from so we can see who we got from Frontier Zoo versus which flamingos we had birthed. So I'm just going to go through, figure out the family line of all these flamingos so that we are not doing too much inbreeding, and send to the trade center whichever ones I need to send to the trade center. Okay, so I went through all of our flamingos, and essentially we started with these 4, and I just labeled them A, B, C, D, and kind of went through, you can see their parents now in Planet Zoo. I don't think you could do that before. I'm also not sure exactly, I don't know for sure if like half siblings count as inbreeding the same way as like full siblings would, but in the meantime, just to be safe, what I want to do is essentially, so A, B, C, D, and then since his parents are C and D, that's why she has the label CD. So anyone who is already inbred, so like this guy here who has, his parents are like at least half siblings in some way, or flamingos who have all 4 letters already. So if they breed with anybody, they're going to be inbreeding. I'm going to send all of them to the trade center for now, and then actually, no, not the infants, obviously. We will let them grow up and then we'll trade them. But for now, I want to send all of these guys to the trade center for maybe selling. I'm not totally sure. I'm going to they do still have pretty decent stats, I think. So I might sell them since flamingos, there's not a lot of flamingos on the market, or maybe I'll release them to wild. We will see, but let's move them in. And then the next thing that I want to do is do the same thing with the peafowl. So I think I've been having a lot of issues with this peafowl habitat. I actually need to name it, but I think it's because it's getting way too crowded. Like, it is a very small habitat, and they bred like crazy, they are pooping like crazy, and the keepers cannot keep up with the cleanliness of this habitat. I'm pretty sure that's where like all the diseases and stuff are coming from. So I'm going to go through these guys as well and make sure that we just have a couple, maybe 4 adults in here. I can't remember how many we started with, but maybe 4 adults that can breed for a while and go from there. Okay, so I already sent a lot of these guys to the trade center because they were sick. It was just getting way overwhelming. So it looks to me like, these 2 were original too. I don't know that maybe he can still have babies. I'm not totally sure, but she's still fine. This guy this peafowl and this peacock are siblings, direct siblings, according to their stud book. Is that what that's called? Stud book, okay. So yeah, this is what shows you essentially who they can and can't breed with. So I'm gonna put her into the trade center, and then these 2 are fair, like totally fair to mate. The only thing that I'm a little bit concerned about is that I think him, right? This is your mother. Oh no, it's not. Okay, perfect. So he could also mate with Ista here if he really wanted to. So yeah, I'm not too concerned. I think as long as we get rid of her, and then we'll obviously let all of these guys grow up, and then maybe I will just trade all of them away as well and kind of start fresh with a few here and try not to let it get out of the way. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know you could also look at it this way. Okay, so let's take a look at our flamingos first. There are only a few in the trading center. This was the same thing when I was trying to get flamingos, but the Frontier Zoo has put up a few more. I don't want to overprice my flamingos. So this guy is and he's 800. So I'm thinking, I mean, we want to make it fair. We still need to make a little bit of money. Maybe I'll try putting some of my higher tier flamingos up at around the 500 mark. And I mean, if nobody wants them at that, then we'll drop it. But might as well see. So yeah, because we have really good gened flamingos. A couple of their longevity gene isn't great, but I think it's going to be great. So let's do trade. Let's go for, I don't know, is 500 scamming the market a little bit? I mean, those other three are definitely scamming the market a little bit. We have 500 on us. Let's do 300. All right, let's see if those guys will get traded, and then let's take a look at the peafowl. Okay, so there is also, looks like only a single page. Oh no, is there a single page of peafowl? No, there's lots of peafowl in the market. So what is the lowest price peafowl? We're looking at like 5. Yeah, I think we're gonna benefit more from just releasing our peafowl to the wild. I think we might get some, yeah, we get some money for that. So let's go ahead. I don't know if we're gonna have some issues because some of them are sick. But we have a couple infants as well that we will put back into the habitat. We're just gonna do this at mass because that's gonna be a lot easier. And what do we get for all of these guys? Only 157. Oh, okay, so a few of them cannot be because, okay, the ones who are infected actually can't be released to the wild. So we are going to have to, I'm going to slowly quarantine them, just like 4 at a time, into the quarantine and then back into the trade center. And we got the challenge, excellent. That's Ryan. Okay, so how many do we have in quarantine right now? Just him. So okay, we can hold 8. So let's do 8 peafowl into the quarantine. All right, so we should now have all 8 of them being delivered to the quarantine, hopefully. I'm not actually 100% sure if the vet will come and heal them from the quarantine. I would kind of assume so, but we will see how that goes. All right, so the next big thing on my list of tasks to accomplish today is to actually, well, hopefully finish, but at least start to finish the flamingo habitat. It is incredibly barren. I have some really great ideas for this area, and I'm thinking we probably have enough money for me to do what I want to do right now. So why don't I just dive right on into that? And just like that, we have a completed flamingo habitat and have essentially completed this entire entrance area for now. So since the time lapse, I did mirror this entire habitat over here. I made it a separate flamingo habitat. I figured this would just be, it's too big for one set of flamingos they're never going to go over here if their food is over here. So I also figured this helps a little bit with breeding as well. If we end up getting too many family members on one side, we can kind of start mixing and matching them a little bit for breeding purposes. But yeah, I figure why don't we just walk through here and take a look at what we have so far. So I tidied up this bridge, or really all the path areas as well, but the bridge areas, it looks like these guys are choosing to stand right here and look at the flamingos, which seems to be a strange place to do so, but you know, to each his own. So the bridge, I added a canopy over the entire bridge, as well as more custom railings. I mean, these are just in-game fences, I think one of the New World fences, but I got rid of the ugly path fencing anyway. But we have a few notice boards here, of course, some donation bins, benches for people to sit at. This does seem to be a pretty popular place for people to stand and look at the flamingos. It's like right in the middle of the bridge, so that's kind of cool. Here's just some little views. Maybe I can do this yeah, there we go, that looks better. Some views of the flamingos. You can see them right up there on their forage pool even. Very cool. And when we come down off of the bridge, you can see everybody walking away with their red balloons. I don't know why everybody wants red balloons, but you know, that's fine. Over here, you can get a really good view of the flamingos in the forage area again. I also added in these shelters over top of every place where there are notice boards or education boards. And I added the other education boards in here as well. So hopefully that'll help our education ratings go up a bit now that, you know, everybody's sheltered when they're in here. And I know right now it looks like it's really nice weather, but this is temperate Europe, so it's going to get very rainy and snowy and such depending on the season. So again, a lot of really good views. This habitat still has most of our flamingos. I put just a couple over into the other one. We don't have very much night going on in this zoo right now. I don't think we're open very late. I did not do a lighting pass yet. I need to go through and essentially light up everything. I do want to make it look really cool at night, but for now, I'm not going to worry about that too much. Over here, I didn't really touch this habitat at all. I suppose I could have made it look a little cooler, but I think it looks fine for now. Another little shelter for the flamingos. I did bring out, I had 3 bowls in here originally. I brought this one out just to see if the keeper wasn't filling it because it was in there, but they're still not really filling the food bowls, so I might have to look into that a little bit. But yeah, moving on this way, some more of these shelters, and I did put up this wall here. I thought it matched really well, just to kind of, you can still kind of see the staging area a little bit, but that way it hides it a little bit as well, and that would kind of be the staff gate for them to get back into the staff area. And then of course this side is pretty much the exact same as the previous side. The fencing, I also changed the fencing all the way through here and replaced it with these glass, just the 1 meter glass walls. And let's see if we can find, yeah, see, we do have a couple of flamingos in this habitat as well. So let's just turn the GUI back on. Wasim, and so these two, I think, yeah, okay, they did end up making each other their mates, so that's good. There's only 3 of them in here. I put my essentially a genetic best 3 here. I do need to, okay. No, there should be 4 of them. Where is he? I'm gonna have to move her mate over here. Okay, well, I will deal with that later. But yeah, I'll make sure that there's 4 of them, so each of them has a mate. I thought I moved 4 over, maybe they just haven't done it yet. But yeah, essentially that is our completed habitat. The more that I really like how this turned out with these temple walls and the waterfalls and everything. The more that I look at this, the more that I'm not a big fan of this. I think it could definitely use a little bit of work, and I like these wavy, I don't know, this kind of wavy look a little bit too, so maybe I'll look into playing with that a little bit to make a canopy over here, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. I would love to kind of move on and get some more animals into this zoo, kind of do the new area next time. expand off. We're going to be expanding off this way, obviously. The staff area is also something that I need to clean up as well. So lots of stuff to do still, and I am very excited about where this zoo is going forward, but I think that concludes this episode. So as always, leave me suggestions down in the comments below. Let me know what you think, and I will talk to you in the next episode.